Una Heaton in Limerick says she'd like to hear I did it my way because she always ends up doing things her way, even though sometimes it turns out all wrong. I don't know, Una, would we be able for my way at this time in the morning? Not quite, not just yet. I mean, it's almost inevitable. Mike on the Art Show last week had Joe Jackson talking about Frank Sinatra. Joe Jackson was another fervent fan of Sinatra because his father, in his turn, had been a fervent fan of Sinatra. And Joe obviously was reared to the sound of Frank Sinatra almost morning, noon and night. And they didn't do any of the ordinary things. It was a lovely, lovely program on the Art Show, and Mike was into it very much with Joe, with some very, very unusual recordings. It's stuff you don't normally hear on any radio program, any television show. Now, a lot of it was rather dark. It was slow, ballady, introspective, sad music of unrequited love and disappointment and tragedy and so on. And they were making the point that behind all of his music and so on, Sinatra was a rather depressed person and had a great deal of unhappiness in his life, especially with women. I mean, he was bellitis about, what's her name, Ava Gardner. And that didn't work out at all. And then he had many other very bad experiences and all the rumours about his private life and the mafia and so on. And they were talking about this, but they were establishing the fact that he was a very, very unhappy man. And maybe because he was a very unhappy man so much in his life, he was able to express for other people the feelings of sadness arising out of unrequited love and disappointed romance and all of those sort of things. Anyway, it was a lovely program, but they absolutely undertook at the very top of it that they would not be playing My Way, but they played some lovely, lovely ballady, slow, rather sad stuff. But I don't know whether we'll get to My Way, Una. I know that Sinatra, as you probably know, he hates, detests and abhors My Way. Mind you, it did very well for him. Mind you, he made a fair number of shekels out of it. Mind you, he shouldn't be complaining about it. A hit is a hit is a hit. But apparently he grew to hate it and detest it very early on.